Why are you doing this?
What's the point of this?
Just scran a pickle. I'm not sure I want to.
What the f*** is that?
So I'm not going to put this one in my mouth for obvious reasons.
In this slightly peculiar video, I interview one of the UK's best-known gherkin brands.
Pickles have been consumed since the days of Cleopatra. Our mission is to get more people like you to understand the gherkin and to see how it can enhance everything they do.
Stay tuned, I promise it will make sense. Sort of.
Where's the head?
Adopting a social-first strategy isn't optional, it's essential. And this applies to every brand, no matter how niche or unconventional their product might be. Hence why I'm dressed as a pickle. More on that later. Research consistently shows that campaigns driven by creators outperform traditional advertising. Not because they reach the most people, but because they reach the right people. The key isn't scale in the traditional sense, it's relevance at scale. It's about tapping into highly focused audiences with content that feels authentic and meaningful. We've heard it a million times, and when brands work with creators that truly understand these spaces, the results speak for themselves. So to demonstrate this idea, we're taking something as random as a pickle or a gherkin and figuring out if there's enough ammunition online that could land pickles and gherkins in social stardom. Let's find out. To get the ball rolling, I sent a quick message in the Goat Slack channel. Then I went off to make a cup of tea, avoiding the expected tumbleweed. Little did I know how goats truly felt.
Pickles are life. One a day, biggest jar going.
I'm scarred by picklebacks.
After a flurry of initial excitement, goats were sharing pickle memes, recipes, things I didn't quite know existed. There was only one thing for it, a pickle taste test in the heart of the goat office.
What? I'm away on
With
holiday.
all these types of pickles?
I'd spare no expense, the eyes of the office would be watching, plus the other companies we share the floor with. So without further ado, let's pickle.
This is all pickle-related items.
There's a lot going on, isn't there?
Pickle in a pouch.
Hot mama.
Garlic J.
You're looking for a first-hand view of how this pickle satisfies me.
It's quite seductive.
Shall I just neck the juice?
Decant the juice.
Oh,
Very salty.
So acidic.
am I just going in?
Here we go, baby.
Pickle reveal.
It's very crunchy.
It has got notes of sour, tangy, juicy. Look at the cross-section on that.
That's quite nice. It's not. It is off. It's in like a bucket.
What the fuck is that?
It's horrible, man.
I went down the wrong way.
Removeth the pouch.
Mrs. Ellswood, the nation's #1 gherkin.
Huge respect, and you don't know that I see you probably every day in my fridge. Great addition to the tuna salad if you haven't tried it.
It's got a nice textural outer layer. Nice and bumpy, got some ridges.
Much better crunch, much more traditional taste. Very handy, travel friendly.
This is a good pickle.
I quite like a pickle.
Feels like one of those foods that's similar to your Marmites of the world, that you can really get people that are genuinely passionate about hating pickles, and then people that are on the flip side of that coin that absolutely love it. And I fall in that category, I think they're fantastic.
You can create content for anything. There are some weird things on social. I mean, you're on social. That's weird enough. Content goes from being about pickles to being about veterinary school to being about makeup to being about a trip to Mumbai to it can literally be any experience, no matter how niche it is. And someone will engage with it, and it will work.
Food for thought, Cam. So without further ado, here's my interview with Mrs. Ellswood, digging deep into the data of pickles.
Mr. Ellswood. Can I call you Mr. Ellswood? You can for today. Could you just firstly give me a sense of who Mrs. Ellswood are as a brand? What are you all about? As a brand then, Mrs. Ellswood started in the 1940s. Pickles initially were flown over from the Netherlands, actually in a biplane, I think, of all things. You did mention before we sat down to film about this Kantar data that you have. Who is eating your pickles? Can you drill down into the data briefly? Gherkins are an older population. In terms of the bell curve, it indexes at people who are either empty nesters or retired. That's the curve. There are a lot of young people consuming gherkins in vast quantities. But fundamentally, the category, the gherkin, the pickle category, is an older demographic. Within that, Mrs. Ellswood is even an older demographic. Now, I know you love them. I do, I truly do. Yeah. If you think about knowing that, so if it's an older demographic enjoying gherkins, our mission is to get more people like you to understand the gherkin and to see how it can enhance everything they do. That's not to say that the empty nesters and the retirees are unimportant. They're fundamentally what keeps the air in our lungs. But our mission is to really bring younger people into pickles. Yeah. Which brings us on to the crux of why I'm here. So let's talk a bit about social. A brand's mission is household penetration. The percentage of UK households that consume gherkins, and even that consume Mrs. Ellswood gherkins. And right now, it's a tiny percentage of consumers who consume Mrs. Ellswood gherkins. So our mission is just to get more consumers, ideally younger, to consume. The heart of our challenge as a brand is awareness, which is actually one reason why you and I are sitting under a tree talking about pickles.
It's a weird old world, isn't it? So I've had a look at your Instagram, and I think all the ingredients are there. You have comedy, you have memes, you have the odd creator popping up, you have recipe content. Can we talk a bit about TikTok, though, where you're not on it yet, but you get a load of UGC content about Mrs. Ellswood?
We would love to be doing great things on places like TikTok. We would love to be a lot more vocal on social. Budgets are the limitation. That said, we recognise the importance, and you're absolutely right. All of the content on TikTok is UGC. None of it, hand on heart, have we seeded, which is lovely. But that's these people who have a passion for it. We don't need to encourage them to be doing this because they genuinely love the product.
Hence, the starting point for me making this video was throw a stone, hit something really random. I landed on pickles, and you'll find an engaged community. And it's crazy how engaged that community is. Have you got an influencer or creator specifically in mind that you've worked with that produced good content for you?
He's called the Smoking Elk. This is a guy who clearly loves to barbecue. You can tell that before the Smoking Elk has even opened his mouth. From our side, our objective as a brand of that relationship was to grow reach. We wanted to reach to people who didn't know us before, not in a shouty, pushy way, but just to get the brand into someone else's head that didn't know us, and he helped us do that. Yeah.
Well, that's what we would say is authentic partnerships, and it makes total sense.
As a brand, our challenge is to explode this reach. How do we suddenly get out to significant numbers of shoppers? And influencers can help us do this, and the right ones. Someone the other day asked me, who's the perfect partner or collaboration that you would like to work with? And I was trying to work out. We know there are two people out there. We know there's millions out there that love pickles, but two in particular frequently talk about it. One is Sophie Ellis-Bextor, and the other is Stephen Fry. Both of them are very genuine about their love for pickles, and so as a brand, it feels for us it's a natural partnership.
Can you just talk about what that authentic connection means for the brand?
I don't want to criticize what others can or are doing, but these fake relationships between brand and product, people can see them. Many a marketing manager probably thinks that people can't see them, but I think to a degree it's quite transparent when someone is lobbed $5,000 to talk about a particular product.
Today's episode is sponsored by Mrs. Ellswood Glue.
So the brand extension. So the ideal partnership is when the values of the brand kind of sit in partnership with the values of the collaborator, the influencer. Lovely to talk pickles with you.
If we pass each other in the park, do we sort of pretend like we don't know each other?
I think maybe a subtle nod.
But our families will never know.
No, exactly.
If I could turn back time, if I could find the way.
You don't know that song? You're gonna have to cut to share. I don't know why that came to my brain.